Hey everybody, welcome back to Sonic 2 with your host Koopa, and welcome to Hell. Last time we went through Mystic Cave and Oil Ocean Zone, and here we're going through Hell, basically. This is Metropolis Zone, by far the worst zone in the entire classic Sonic series. I hate it more than Metallic Madness. I don't like this zone. This zone is awful, and it's not necessarily slow-paced. What makes this zone awful is just how long it is and the badniks. The badniks are really annoying. Namely, those stupid crab with the punching bag hands and the stupid goddamn slicers that you can find in this damn place. There we go. Yeah. Those enemies are awful because they just surprise you out of nowhere. You have no chance to react to them, and that's what I hate about this zone. Just the fact that you have no chance to react to stupid badniks most of the time. And getting 50 rings is a joke here. Well, not a joke, because that makes it seem like it's easy. It's just, you're going to be joking when you say, if I'm going to get 50 rings in the zone and get Supersonic. Nope, you are not getting 50 rings if you've never played this game before in this zone. Like, I can barely keep 50 rings, and I'm very experienced, I'd like to say. I don't want to be cocky or anything. I don't really like being cocky, but I'd like to say that I'm pretty experienced at this game, and even I have trouble keeping more than 10 rings at a time in this stupid zone. There's namely those stupid slicers. Like, there's going to be one that's coming up right here that we're going to run into. Oh, or not. Okay. But yeah, getting 50 rings, you better be glad that you managed to get Supersonic in this zone, because it's a godsend. Because, again, what makes this zone so bad are, again, the stage gimmicks, how long it is, and the badniks. Once you get Supersonic, it's not really that bad because he's way faster and he's invincible. So those two criticisms I have with this zone are basically gone since he goes faster, it doesn't feel quite as long, and since you're invincible, the badniks aren't really that bad anymore. The problem is keeping 50 rings up all the way until the end, which is not as easy as I'm making it look, and I'm not even making it look easy. So yeah. Here we have those things that reminds me of the teleporters from Scrap Brain Zone and Sonic 1. I really hate those spiky platforms there. Oh god! I thought that was going to be a bottomless pit. Okay. I'm safe. Whew. And that is the end of Act 1. Now we're going to the last act. Right? Act 2 is the last act. Okay, so this is Act 2. Basically, second verse, same as the first. Oh my god. Second verse, same as the first. Very long and tedious. Slicers and those crab punching bag things can go to hell. And awful, basically. But apart from Oil Ocean and this zone, that's the only low times that I have with this game. All the other zones are so fun, satisfying to rip through. The only negative things I could say about this game is Metropolis Zone and the special stages. Oh, and I guess no save feature and limited continues. That's also a very big problem I have with this zone. But since I'm more experienced now than I was as a kid, I don't really mind that as much as I did when I was a kid. But that is still a pretty prevalent issue that newcomers will definitely not like. And I can very much understand why. Okay, anyways, we're going to just zip through. One thing I do like about this zone over Oil Ocean is that it's much faster paced. Even though it takes longer, there's a lot more sections where you can go fast compared to Oil Ocean Zone. Now, I'm not saying that this zone is better than Oil Ocean, so God no, but I'm just saying that is one thing that this zone does have over Oil Ocean Zone, is the fact that it does have more speed sections than Oil Ocean Zone does. Okay, stupid slicers, you do nothing to me because I'm Supersonic, baby. Just look at that. Look at how much Supersonic just breaks this. What used to be an awful zone filled with very annoying traps and stage hazards has turned into an extremely easy zone that's a walk in the park, pretty much. Look at this. I have to worry about nothing. Okay. You still do have to worry about crush deaths. That is another thing that Supersonic cannot guard against. He cannot guard against drowning or crush depths. And there's a lot of sections that can actually crush you in this game. Actually, no, not there. But there is, like, those pistons that we saw earlier, that can lead to a crush death. And since Supersonic is faster than regular Sonic, it could be a little bit harder to see those crush deaths coming. But apart from that, it's awesome. And wait, what? A signpost? We ended Act 2 with a signpost? That shouldn't matter, right? This is still the last act of the zone, right? Right? Nope! For some sickening, goddamn reason, out of all the zones in the entire game, they chose Metropolis Zone to give a third act to. They knew what they were doing. They did the same thing with Labyrinth Zone in the first game. They did the same thing with Metropolis Zone in this game. They stretched it out longer than it needed to be. Now again, this really isn't different from the other two acts. Annoying enemies, annoying stage gimmicks, kind of hard to dodge. Get Supersonic and you're fine. But still, 3 acts of Metropolis Zone. This didn't really need to have 3 acts. I know it's the final official zone in the game. Well, not official, because like all of them are official, obviously, because it's an official game. But this is the final proper zone of the game. But why give it 3 acts? Like I said, it's much like what they did in Sonic the Hedgehog 1, where they give a Scrap Brain Zone, basically Labyrinth Zone Act 4. And I'm going to just turn into Supersonic before I get hit and lose all my rings. So yeah, like I said, as long as you have Supersonic in Metropolis Zone, this zone is a complete joke. What used to be very annoying stage hazards and very annoying badniks and very easy to die zone has turned into a walk in the park. Well, almost anyway. It's not completely too easy because, like I said, there's a lot of places where you can get crushed, and if you're Supersonic, it could be harder to see coming, but still, it just makes this zone so much more easier to go through than it would be otherwise. Especially with these spiky platforms. I hate those. Okay, these stupid gear things you have to platform over. Okay, the stupid crabs with the punching bag arms. I hate those things because they have like a weird hitbox. If you hit them anywhere but like the very top of their head, it seems like they always hit you whenever you try to attack them for some reason, which I'm not a fan of. Okay, we go on these treadmills here, and oh god, that was almost really bad. There was a slicer inside the teleporter. Wow. Okay, that is a very jerkish placement because you can very easily die if you're just going too fast and you don't react to that properly like I did. Anyways, here's the Robotnik boss fight, which, with Supersonic, this is piss easy. Just hit him over and over and over again until all of his egg bubble things come out. You can't really do that as normal Sonic. You can only do that as Supersonic because he can't jump that high. Then get under him. He's going to start shooting these lasers, jump at him, and he's dead. Otherwise, if you were just regular Sonic, you would have to time it to when he's not throwing off those things. Because those things surround him in a weird circle pattern. But as long as you time it correctly, you'll be fine. And we're moving on to Sky Chase Zone. This zone is so common. Just listen to the music. After making it through the hell of Metropolis Zone for the first time, that is exactly what 6-year-old me, well, not 6-year-old me, 9-year-old me needed to hear. I love this song. It just makes everything feel so peaceful after the literal hell you had to go through Metropolis Zone. I know I made it look easy here on this Let's Play, but back then I didn't really know about the special stages in Sonic 2, and it's one of the proudest times I felt in a video game. Just the fact of finally getting past through the worst zone in the game. Something that made me so angry that I wanted to destroy my DS every time I turned this game on. And after making it through that, by the literal skin of my teeth, fighting Eggman or Robotnik, and just hearing this song, it just made me feel so warm inside that I finally managed to get through the literal hell that was Metropolis Zone. And it was one of my proudest gaming moments ever since I was 9 years old. Like I said, this is probably one of the Sonic games I played the most on the DS because I got it with the Classic Collection, and I have very good memories about Sky Chase. It just made me feel so peaceful, and I felt really triumphant after making it to the end of Metropolis Zone. And that memory has always stuck with me every time I played this game, and it will continue to stick with me every time I continue to play this game. That is such a great memory I have with this game. Just getting past Metropolis Zone and just playing through this stage made me feel so calm and so triumphant that I finally beat Metropolis Zone. And I just wanted to share that memory real quick with you. Now that we're at the end of Sky Chase, that's literally all that Sky Chase is. And we're welcome to Wing Fortress Zone. This zone is awful if you don't have Supersonic. The platforms are so hard to dodge, and there's a bunch of these moving platforms that you're gonna have to go through, and it's really hard to do if you don't have Supersonic. But with Supersonic, you can literally just skip all that. There's a very easy skip that you can do without Supersonic that skips a lot of those stupid platforms that you have to platform through. But that's not the skip I'm talking about. Literally, if you want to skip a lot of the entire stage, I'm actually just going here for some secrets. I'm not actually trying to skip the stage by going up here. I'm just going here for an extra life, basically. Because trust me, I need that if I'm going to be beating this game anytime soon. Okay, here we go. So get Supersonic up here. And with Supersonic, you can actually make a jump over the ship that you're not actually supposed to and skip the entire zone. I'm not even joking. Basically, go down here. You're not supposed to make it all the way up here without Supersonic, but since I'm Supersonic, I can make it all the way over that, and I don't have to do the entire zone down there. I could just do it up here. Normally, if you were normal Sonic, you'd have to gain a lot of speed on that ramp, and I'm to the end of the zone already. Now, this boss is a joke if you have Supersonic. Basically, he's going to have these platforms here, and he's going to shoot a laser out of there frequently, and he's going to be moving. But if you have Supersonic, again, nothing hurts you. These spiked platforms won't hurt you, and they won't even crush you either. Just stand on if you were normal Sonic, just stand on the platforms to get up to him. But if you're just Supersonic, you can just jump up to him like normal. And once you beat the boss, if you want an extra life, go to the cockpit here, jump, jump, or spin dash. There we go. And you get an extra life. Now, there's actually a trick you can do to soft lock the game here. If you jump and make sure that the timer hits 9:45 as soon as you hit that railing, the time will run out. This is in the mobile port, by the way. It will kill you in the Genesis version, but in the mobile port, the timer will run out and hit 10 minutes. And it will keep repeating the same sequence over and over again, and Death Egg Zone will never load. In this game, it will kill you, but it will save the background art, and the background will keep on moving crazy fast. But in the mobile port, it will soft lock the game. And here we go. Death Egg Zone. There's no rings. We just have to go straight into it. This is one of my biggest criticisms in the entire game. The fact that the final boss does have no rings. There's actually two final bosses. The first one here is Silver Sonic, which is going to speed up. You can only hit him in the very forehead. If you try to hit him anywhere else, you're dead. Basically, not too hard of a boss fight, but then this is the Death Egg Robot. Probably one of the hardest final bosses in the Sonic series, period. What you have to do is wait for him to stand perfectly still, jump, and quickly run away. And when he floats up, stand over to the very edge of the screen, wait for him to go down, jump when he bends over, and run to the other side of the screen quickly. If you do it any other way, you will hit the arms of the Death Egg Robot and you will instantly die, forcing you to fight Silver Sonic again. And even doing it this way, there's some ways you can jump in just the wrong way, and it will automatically kill you by going through him. And even then, you're not even supposed to jump when he's straight up like that. If you try and do that, there's a very high chance of you dying. It's just if you want to try and speed up the final boss anytime. But again, this is a really hard final boss. So if you don't do it specifically like I'm doing it, there's a very high chance that you will die. And trust me, you do not want to get a game over here, because getting a game over... You see that? You see that? That is my biggest problem with this boss fight. It is very easy to die by just jumping the wrong way. And because you have no rings, it doesn't give you any leeway. You just instantly die. And like I said, this wouldn't bug me as much if we had saves or at least unlimited continues or a password, but you don't. By the way, if he gets into his third form, he will jump, so be careful with that. But yeah, that is one of my biggest criticisms with this game, is just the final boss and how unfair it can be to first-timers. I know that Exo Paradigm Gamer, in his video of Sonic 2, which is his least favorite classic Sonic game, by the way, says that this boss fight is really unfair for a first-timer, which is completely justified. I don't think this is really that fair, because there's a very specific way you have to fight him, and there's no rings. And if you lose one too many times, you have to start the entire game from the beginning, which is really not good. I don't feel as strongly against him as Exo does, because again, this is my second favorite classic Sonic game compared to all the other ones, and this is his least favorite. But I will say that his criticisms are justified, that this boss fight is really unfair, especially to a first-timer that's trying to beat this game. But enough about talking about the negatives, let's get into the positives. This music, listen. It's so tense sounding. You feel like you finally hear. If you foil Eggman's plans now, you'll foil him for good. And the background just makes it all the better. Like, look at this. We're in space. We're flying through with Eggman in the Death Egg, and it just looks so cool, and the song is so tense and amazing. I love the atmosphere for this final fight. I may not like the final fight itself, but the atmosphere is awesome for this. One thing I will say, negative thing about this boss fight that I will say, is that he does take way too many hits for my liking. But again, it's nothing too big of a deal if you already know how to fight this guy. You just have to be careful, jump on him when he bends over, run to the other side of the screen, rinse and repeat. It does take a while, but this is the safest way to do it. Oh, God, that was really risky. I almost hit the spikes on his hands. And he's dead. And while he's exploding, we run out of the Death Egg before it explodes. And that looks amazing. We see Tails there, watching the Death Egg explode. We see him getting into the tornado. We see him flying off to save Sonic. Now you do actually get a different enough ending, which I actually prefer the bad ending over the good ending, because in the good ending, Supersonic is already okay. He doesn't need Tails' help, but in the bad ending, Tails saves Sonic from falling, which further solidifies their friendship, and I thought that ending was so adorable. But unfortunately, since I got Supersonic, we don't actually get to see the satisfaction of Tails saving Sonic. But we at least get this awesome portrait of Supersonic flying into the screen. Look at that! I love that. And that, my friends, was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I love it so... You could probably hear it in my voice about how I've been talking about this whole playthrough. I love this game so much more than Sonic 1. Even in the most negative of situations, I had something positive to say. Like with Metropolis Zone. It was decently fast-paced, even though the enemies were really annoying in that zone. The final boss, even though it was kind of unfair, it had amazing music and atmosphere tied to it. And so many of the zones were so fun to rip through. Like I said, Emerald Hill, Chemical Plant, Hilltop, Mystic Cave, all of those zones were so fun to rip through. Like I said, the only downsides to this game that I had were basically Metropolis and Oil Ocean. And even then, I have some positive things to say about those zones, besides like Spring Yard and Labyrinth from Sonic 1. I just really like this game. It's not my favorite Sonic game. That, like I said, it belongs to Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but I will say that this game is a damn good game. And I can very much see why a lot of people will prefer this game over Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. I personally don't, but I can definitely see why other people do. It is an amazing game, and I extremely recommend it to anyone who hasn't played a Sonic game before. This game is damn good. Of course, I recommend you to play the first game first just to learn the ropes a bit, but this game is so much better than the first game, honestly. I like the first game. I do like the first game, but the gap between Sonic 1 and 2 is just so big, it renders the first game obsolete in my opinion. Like I said, I'm glad that the first entry is there, but everything really starts with the sequel. Like, I don't hate Sonic 1, I just like Sonic 2 so much more. And like I said, one of my very first, very triumphant memories does come from Sonic the Hedgehog 2, from Metropolis and Sky Chase. And that memory has always stuck with me and will continue to stick with me every time I play this game. Presented by Sega. We see Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And that wraps it up. Next time on this channel, I will be Let's Playing my favorite Sonic game of all time, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. I guess I'll show off real quick that we can actually play as Tails alone instead of just Sonic, which doesn't really add anything. You can't fly as Tails. It's just a reskin basically. But yeah, if you ever wondered what Tails looks like, here you go. Anyways, I'll see you back here next time for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. See ya.